Just going to do a quick video this evening on this Alfred Herbert No1 Lathe. I'm just going to show you how to take the collet chuck off, because what I did was I replaced it for a 4-jaw chuck, and I'll show you how to do that. Well, I'll show you what I did anyway. So anyway, the first thing you need to do is take the collet chuck off, which is 2 bolts at the bottom and an Allen bolt at the top, which I've already took these off. This should just slide off like that. There's some steel ball bearings in there. I've already took these. So then what you've got is this, right? Now this is very difficult to get off, I'm warning you. It took me a lot of effort. I thought maybe I'm turning it the wrong way, you know, maybe it's fixed, it doesn't come off. But anyway, what you need to do is, there's 3 Allen bolts in here, you need to slacken them. That's the first thing you need to do. Then you need to make yourself a tool, something similar to that. This is just out of 8mm bar. I should have used, I think it's 40mm by 8mm, I should have used maybe 50-60mm, because then I'd had more depth here and that wouldn't have bent. Anyway, make yourself one of these, make sure your bolts are slack. Then what you want to do is get a piece of wood and jam it in the pulley here to stop the pulley rotating. So yeah, something similar to this. Jam it in there. Probably going to need assistance for this. Get somebody to weigh on it really hard, and then you're going to put this on here, and you are going to need a massive hammer, because you are going to have to hit that so hard to unscrew it. It's unbelievable. You can see, if you look at that, it does take a lot of effort. But anyway, obviously I've already got this one loosened, because if I'd have videoed it the first time, it would have probably took about 10 hours of video. It took me a long time to get that off. So unscrew that, like that. And then what I did was I cut this here, just behind the holes there. And then I got somebody to cut me on a plasma cutter a disc like this, and I put it in there like that, and I welded it to it, and then I drilled my 3 holes in here and bolted my, and then put it in my lathe and machined the recess for the chuck, and there you go. So yeah, I think it's about 69.7mm this diameter. This is one that the guy did and the hole was too big, so he had to do it again. So yeah, you want that almost a press fit on, then you don't need to rely on your weld too much, but I welded mine also, which I'll show you. So yeah, this is the one I already did, and as you can see, I've just welded this onto the end of that shaft that I've just removed, the inside of the collet, and now I've got a 4-jaw chuck on here. And I did make this guard for it as well, because I'd welded it on. I'm not saying I don't trust my welding, but it's always better to be safe than sorry, so I made this guard as well, just in case, because if that comes off at high speed, that's not going to be fun at all. Yeah, so anyway, so that's my Alfred Herbert No1 Lathe. Originally that lathe would have been used just for threading or just small work like that. That's why it had a collet chuck on. It was never really designed for a 4-jaw or a 3-jaw chuck, but anyway, I had to, it was cheap, the lathe, so I've had to repurpose it, and yeah, I'll use it a lot, and eventually I will extend the bedways, because it's only got a short throw on it. That I'll probably use the bedways off the other lathe to do that. If I do that, I'll give you an update.